Good afternoon, good evening, welcome if you're on the replay. Hi Brendan, I'm just going to do a recap of what Alex did for my folks in Perry 10K and for Perry newbies. So you already saw it, I know, because you're on the scope, so I'm just going to put this out for everybody else. So, if you're just joining me, thanks for following. Make sure you tap the little guy in the corner, and make sure you're following me. Also share this on Twitter, and invite your followers at Periscope. This is for shout-outs for Lisa and for Steph, because you asked for this particularly. So this is for you two, so hopefully you're watching this live or on the replay. So I'm going to tell you about a feature that I just saw on Alex Pettit's scope, so I'm going to tell you about it. And I'll be giving props to him as well. He heard it from somebody else as well, so it's all like daisy chain stuff, how we pass things along, because we are a community that shares. So, what you're looking at right now is a screen view of a plugin, actually an extension for an extension for Chrome. This is called Chatterbox for Periscope, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Hi, thanks for joining me, and this will be a quick scope. It's actually the first time I've done a Perry tip in, wow, it's got to be like a month. I haven't done Perry tips for a while, but this one came out in conversation, so I'm doing it now. Right, so let me go back to, I'm just going to click to the tab so you can go back to that. Hopefully it will show it on the screen, and it will require you to do comments. I'll show you that in a second. It's connecting. Whoops, I'm going to mute it. All right, so this, I'm not sure what it's doing right behind me. This is weird. Okay, so I'm going to hide that window there, and I'm going to bring up the chatterbox. All right, so here's how it works. Of course, nobody's chattering right now, so you won't see anything. So watching the screen now, and there's a time delay because that's me doing the live scope on my computer screen. Okay, this is in the Chrome browser. As you can see on the side there, that's the title right there. And if you type some comments in, if anybody does want to type comments in, you'll see them right there. So if you just type in above it, you'll see comments start scrolling up the left-hand side like on the screen. So anybody want to comment? Say something? It's hard to demonstrate on mine because I don't have the same number of massive followers that Alex Pettit does. Right, I'll talk about it first. So this here on the right-hand side, I'm going to close it for a second, is a plugin. When it's plugged in, you'll see a little blue box in the corner. Click on that, and this thing scrolls out. This window here, it's called Chatterbox, the Chatterbox for Periscope. It's for Chrome browser. And what happens is when you install it, it puts this pop-out window that shows up, and you can hide up here. By the way, you can hide anything up there, which includes the hearts, the comments, the video, or the comment. Comments. I'm tongue-tied today. It's been a long day. Let me let you say that there are 3 icons next to the word hide. So you can hide the comments, the video, or the hearts. That's better, that's clearer. You've also got a thing over here called polls. I'll see that in a second. That's this one right here. So this basically is now, and you can see the screen is taking a while to catch up with me because the web browser is much slower than the actual mobile app is. So I'm going to talk about this more because Steph with an F and Lisa Illman, you both asked for this and you wanted a available explanation, and Yusuf wasn't around. So Yusuf, I'm doing this for you. Okay? You know who you are. So what happens is, let me explain this, right now. Okay, so this is only available in the Chrome browser, not on your smartphone, not on your not on your iPad or anything else too, but it's available on your Chrome browser on your laptop or your desktop for PC or Mac. It's a free plugin, or free extension rather, and it's called Chatterbox for Periscope. So in your browser, in your computer, you go to the extensions, and you look for new extensions, you put in the word Chatterbox, and it brings up a few options. Look for the one that says Chatterbox for Periscope, full name. Chatterbox, yes, exactly. So now I'm going to show you something. I won't be able to show you this, but it's what you just did is you put in a comment in them, which is great. Thank you for the comments. So you'll see there's your comment on the left-hand side. Again, it's delayed because my browser's slower. And hopefully in a moment, it should appear on the left-hand side, on this side too. It should in fact show up here somewhere. So we'll see what happens. I'm waiting for that to do it. In the meantime, let me talk about it more. Yeah, this is really working well. Oh, testing this stuff's so much fun. Anyway, so Alex Pettit shared this. I just got off the scope watching it, but because some people, I posted this in my group as a comment. I just described this in a post in the Facebook group for the Perry newbies and the Perry 10K, and got some questions back saying, can you tell us, like on video, something of scope about it? So I didn't find this. Alex Pettit did. Actually, he heard it from somebody else. But anyway, I'm just distilling down what he said into much shorter scope, with much fewer comments and much fewer followers, because he's way, way ahead of me. So here's the deal. And by the way, if you're just joining me, make sure you please share this on Twitter, and also please invite your followers on Periscope, and make sure you tap in the screen for hearts. If you're not already following me, please make sure to do that, because you want to follow my scopes. I do a love relationship scope every day, as well as being part of a powerful group that does share-a-thons too. But this is a Peri tip, which is keys and tools to make Periscope experience easier and more fun. So what this is about is a new plugin extension for Chrome browser for your computer, whether it's PC or Mac, that lets you have a scrollable box for all the comments that come in. Hi. Oh, jumping in the car won't be the comment. That's okay. But it's like I'm going to explain it because it looks like there aren't many comments. Anyway, the truth is that you need a lot of people commenting a lot to get them to show up. So, so I'll just show you right now. All right, now you put a comment in, I can see it. So let's just double check. And you can see down there that there was a comment that just disappeared, it faded away. This car just commented. But if you look up on the right hand side, inside the box, ta-da! A comment sits there, it doesn't go away. So I can look at comments all the way from the beginning of the scope. So this is the power of this. So you just put in very interesting. That should now appear underneath here any second now. We'll see. Again, it's delayed because the browser is, there it goes, right there, bang. See it added. Now, the power of this, as I explain it, is on the iPhone or an iPad, the comments only go 2 or 3 and they start to fade out and you lose them. And sometimes when it's a very busy scope, you can't read what anybody's saying. And in particular, my experience with our share-a-thons that we do in the Peri 10K group, and also in the Spotlight hours in the Peri Newbies, because I'm speaking to both groups about this, when you're putting in comments and responses and talking to people, and even my own scope, sometimes someone asks a question, and it doesn't take much. 3 comments, and it's gone, and I don't have an answer to catch it. You're a newbie. A newbie on Periscope, or a newbie to the groups? Ms. Joyce. So yes, when you follow me, I got do lots of help with you about Periscope. I teach about this stuff too. Well, everything. Well, welcome to Periscope. First of all, it's like coming in. The pool's lovely. It's a nice place to play. And we just did a bunch of scopes. If you go watch my archives, so if you are not following me, follow me too, because I do post some good content. But if you go back and look at my previous scope today, I did a share-a-thon. We did a thing about why we started periscoping in the first place. So, but anyway, this is about a plugin. Well, let me back up. One of the challenges with Periscope is that when the comments scroll up, they disappear so quickly you don't have a chance to respond to them half the time. That's been a bug, not bug, it's been a lack of feature, put it that way. I've heard, because I don't know because I have an iPhone, that Android users have an ability to scroll back and forward with the comments on the screen. It's cumbersome, but it's doable, but not for the iPhone. So what some developers did, who are not Periscope, they're somebody else, is they created a plugin, extension, for Chrome browser for the PC and Mac called Chatterbox for Periscope. And what happens is, as you see, you can't see on your end, but let's see this in. You see, you just put in the word, you just type R, it'll appear down here in a moment. Come on, come on. There it is. And it's going to disappear after about 5 seconds, something like that. So you watch it, it'll fade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it goes. But in the chatterbox on the right hand side, all the comments, hang on, let me do this because the tripod is, there we go. All the comments still appear. So I have a complete record and scrollable. Now this is true of anybody's scope. So by the way, I'm looking at my scope live, which is why it's looking kind of like mine. But let me go back to me because it's like looking down on those like hall of mirrors because it keeps going down, 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 and down, which is really silly. But this feature allows live review of all of the comments in the scope. So if I wanted to go back because I missed someone's comment that was 5 comments ago because they're rushing so fast. Hi, Cindy. This scope, by the way, just so you know, because you know the people, is for Steph and Lisa in particular because they asked about this, to be scoped versus written because it's described it better. So I've done the scope already and I'm going back and recapping pretty much what it's about. But for you, I'll start again. Thank you. I wanted to do it. I haven't done a Peri Tips scope in 4 weeks. I used to do those every day too, where I do Periscope tips. So you're learning good. I'm glad you're here, by the way, Ms. Joyce. So let me rewind a second and just recap from the beginning. I was watching Alex Pettit do a live broadcast about 10-15 minutes ago. And in it he was sharing he'd heard from somebody else, and then he explained the whole thing on his computer with 600 people following him, so it's a very busy scope. Lots of comments flying up and hearts and all sorts of stuff. I couldn't even get into type comments because there's a limit. He shared about a new extension for Chrome, the browser in your PC or Mac. He said there's a free extension, which I've now done and put in myself, called Chatterbox for Periscope. Key thing is, it's not just called Chatterbox, so there's three different plugins called that. It's the one that says Chatterbox for Periscope. A free extension. You install it on your Chrome browser, and it provides a new box. It'll be the top right-hand corner of the browser window. It's a little blue icon, and I'll show you now so you can see it. Whoops. There you go. It's that guy there. Okay, that's the icon. So when you're in a browser, like I am now, you notice this window here. This is Chatterbox in action. And what it has is all the comments since the beginning of this scope, which started, it doesn't say the times on it, but that's probably like 10 minutes ago. All the comments still exist. Whereas in my browser, like this site would be, is all the comments over here, they disappear after about 5 seconds. So I have record, it's live. 2, I can scroll back and forth, because once it reaches the bottom of the screen, like if you put a bunch more comments, it'll overflow through the bottom of the screen. I can then scroll back up again and see what happened at the beginning. So if somebody said something way at the beginning and I want to refer back to it, I can find it, which is really cool. In addition, this extension has a couple other features. One, on the, what's the cursor? I'm trying to put one goes there. Up here, it says hide, and it has 3 icons for the video, for the chat comments box, and for the hearts. It says hide them. I'm not sure if it hides them in my browser or if it does it through this window, because I don't see any comments. Over here is a thing that says poll. What that does is provide a pop-up where I can put in option 1, option 2, a split test poll, and then I can start polling. I think it's keyword based. So basically, I want to say yellow and red, and if the people commenting type in yellow or red as they choose, it'll accumulate a live poll what they say, which is pretty cool. So that's an extra bonus thing, which I haven't used much, and I saw Alex do it to do some testing. Look pretty good. The benefit of this, as I said, is you can review comments. So that's kind of, whoops. There we go. Sorry. Wait for my camera to stop blowing out my face, look all like a snowman. The key component I'm trying to say about this is that the comments are archived on your scope live. So you can go back in and you can look at them anytime you want, which is great. So you can respond to people's questions if they missed off the screen. Where do you find it? Good question. You are in your Chrome browser on your PC or a Mac. It's not a mobile device function. This is a desktop or a laptop computer feature. In your Chrome browser, you go to extensions. And in extensions, you search, when it says look for new extensions or search extension, what it's called, type in the word Chatterbox, or you can do Chatterbox for Periscope. If you do Chatterbox, you'll bring up 3 or 4 different options for different apps. Sorry, extensions called Chatterbox, but the one that you want says Chatterbox for Periscope. You click on install, it's free, and when it installs, it gives you this next new icon in the menu bar that when you click on it, opens up this slide out window. I'll show you. Just see action. If I just click on the Xbox, to the corner rather, it goes away. And if I tap on it again, that's good to know that too. Now it's closed, it's reset, so all the comments are now gone. That's a feature. Or a curse. So basically, this is the king. I now know this because I just found that out. Is when you do open that box, leave it open to the whole scope, otherwise all the comments go away. Little lesson there. One of the other things also is you can use this window on other people's scopes. Again, you're looking at it through the scope on the browser, not on the phone. So if you watch someone's scope live online, like I've got it on the browser behind the phone, I can be looking at someone else's scope and see the comments. Now, I don't know if I can edit or do anything about that, but I can scroll up and down though. So for example, if you look at Alex's scope he just did, there were hundreds of comments. I can go back and scroll on them individually, and the same as you can on the phone, I can tap on them and it brings up the profile. So you can search people out too and see if something you like and want to find out more about, which is helpful. So that in a nutshell is what this feature is. It's a very cool plugin by somebody other than Periscope. They didn't do it themselves. Particularly for people who want to be able to scroll the comments. Can't find it? So let me recap again. It is cool. So in your computer, you open the Chrome browser, just being Chrome to do this. Click on the extensions. You got that far, I trust. Yeah. And then in the window it says search extensions or look for extensions. Type in the one word Chatterbox. It should come up. So let me know if that works first, then I'll tell you where to go from there. So try that out and see what happens. Any luck? Sorry, I'm waiting for you to. I'm hoping, Joyce, you'll find this so you can go there. Okay, good. So did you find the extension there of Chatterbox for Periscope in the list of possible options in the extensions? Hello, good to see you here. Ah. Okay, cool. That's the extension. You install that and away you go. That's simple. So again, this is a feature. It's an add-on by somebody other than Periscope that makes Periscope better. Whether they're going to bring something out like this for the mobile device, it'll have to be built into Periscope, because I don't think you can overlay an extension onto an app in the phone. That's too complicated. But I presume Periscope will bring out this feature at some point, so you can then scroll up the window in your browser, in your phone when you're doing scopes, to go look at other comments, because it's really inconvenient to get 3 comments and then it's gone. You know, because they last 5 seconds and they disappear. So that's it. Real quick scope on Perry tips. This one I'm going to post in the Perry 10K and the Perry Newbies group that I'm part of, because I posted it as a description in a paragraph and people said, can you explain it in a Periscope? So, just done. So, that's a new feature. Just found it. I tried it myself. It works pretty well. And there's some notes, caveats, and tips in it as well. So, cool. You're welcome. I haven't done my love scope today, so I'm going to do that at 5 o'clock Pacific time. Sorry, my love scope for the day. I've got to think of what I want to talk about today. Actually, you got any things about relationships and love you want answered? There's a question I'll throw out now, because that may give me inspiration for my talk. Because in 25 minutes I'll be back on the air to do my daily love scope. I do that every day. You're welcome. So any other thoughts, questions? Because I haven't planned what my schedule is. Cool. You'll see my scope when it comes up. I haven't clarified what I'm talking about yet. So if you've got an idea for something about relationship or love you want answered, a question, puzzlement, a thought, I'll happily talk about that if it's something relevant to my work. Because that is my passion, my service, and my work. So otherwise I'll meditate on it for a few minutes. I'll come up with something. There's always something good to talk about. I was at a meeting, actually. Yeah, I've already got something to talk about. How to keep sexy in sex. Ooh, interesting. I might bring that into conversation. I like that one. That'll keep me going. Okay, thank you for that. So I'm signing off this scope now to wrap it up, and now I'm going to post it to my groups that want to find out more about this, and I'll be back on again in 20-25 minutes to do my love scope. Thank you for that, and thanks for joining in. I'm glad I got you sorted out with Chrome and the extension. All right, see you later. Bye, folks. Have fun, and get out and do more Periscopes. Broadcast yourself. Learn how to use it. It's a fun place to play. Bye.